researcher. I'm one of those guys who gets in a lawn chair, sits down on a mountaintop, looking over a base that doesn't exist, hoping to see the odd secret spacecraft, airplane, whatever new widget the military is using.
Could the answer to this entire mystery lie with the machine they call the Beast? Hundreds of eyewitnesses reported UFOs in the skies above Stephenville, Texas, being chased by US Air Force F-16s. What really happened? Stephen Douglas believes it's part of a government secret. One of those secrets currently flies over Afghanistan. The RQ-170 Sentinel, otherwise known as the Beast of Kandahar.
Because of guys sighting it and taking pictures of it, the Air Force came clean and said, yes, we have this thing flying and it's a surveillance platform.
A stealth drone, completely undetectable by enemy radar. Its entire existence was denied by the US military until December 2009.
Just this year alone, the new military budget is at $108 billion, with $44 billion of it earmarked for covert operations alone.
Douglas believes the Air Force may have another top-secret piece of surveillance hardware cruising high in the skies. Not in a combat environment, but over the United States.
We call it the stealth blimp. And it flies at very high altitude, 200,000 to 300,000 feet. You don't know it's up there. And it can do everything from listen to look to see. It's the ultimate flying big brother, is what a stealth blimp could be. You know, there could be one, listening to us right now.
According to Douglas, it was a malfunctioning stealth blimp that was the cause of what happened in the skies above Stephenville on January the 8th, 2008.
Well, as it goes with the Stephenville sightings, I think it was a combination of two events. I think it was some type of covert black projects operation, maybe like one of these stealth blimps was forced down and out of altitude. Because of it happening, which I think was just a happenstance, the military put on what I call a dog and pony show, which means they threw a bunch of fighters in the area, dropped some flares, made some lights as if to kind of look over here, but not at that thing over there.
So were the mysterious lights over Stephenville simple flares used to distract attention from a black op gone wrong? Or were the flares being used in a routine exercise? Or were the people of Erath County, like Steve Allen and Leroy Gayton, right all along? Could the origins of the Stephenville lights have been from another world? For many, this story remains weird, or what? Old mariners' tales of the perilous ocean swallowing ships and crews are legendary. But in the 21st century, they're a confounding mystery. In 2004, several vessels fitted with high-tech communications systems vanished off California. September 2004. The Coast Guard launched a desperate search for a fishing boat that mysteriously vanished without a trace. They found nothing. It was the third unexplained disappearance on this stretch of coastline in less than a year. Is this a new Bermuda Triangle? Or is it weird, or what? Humboldt Bay, California. Here, one of the main employers is commercial fishing, a profession that ranks amongst the most dangerous, with a fatality rate 5 times higher than that of police officers and firefighters in the US. On September the 20th, 2004, a 14-meter fishing vessel called the Marian Ann, crewed by Bill Burchell, John Moog, and Maurice Alvarado, set off on a routine 3-day trip. Their first stop was scheduled for Eureka, California, the following morning, a few kilometers up the coast. The Marian Ann never arrived.
They were expected in to deliver fish at 6 o'clock, September 21st in the morning.
When I showed up there and the boat wasn't there, I instantly started freaking out.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty rare for a commercial fishing boat to be reported overdue.
Fearing the worst, the Coast Guard, commanded by Search and Rescue Controller Jim Egbert, went into action.
Coast Guard Group Humboldt Bay, what is your emergency?
We issued a urgent marine information broadcast, asking for information, see if anybody's seen them, heard from them.
But no one had.
Time, 6:30 a.m. local. The Coast Guard issued a report of fishing vessel Marian Ann, 40-foot fishing vessel overdue on a voyage from Eureka. All vessels in the area are requested to keep a sharp lookout, assist if possible, and report any sign of distress to the Coast Guard.
Puzzled that the crew of the Marian Ann had not sent a distress signal, the Coast Guard went straight to the boat's last known location.
This is United States Coast Guard Humboldt Bay, California Group out.
Usually there's some kind of, a call from the boat, an activation of EPIRB. The boat carried a NOAA vessel monitoring system transponder and was able to find the last position where they had stopped transmitting.
The last time the boat logged its position was at 7:22 p.m., just 35 kilometers off the coast.
My level of apprehension was pretty high, so we went right to searching for them immediately.
But what they found offered little hope of finding them alive.
They found the life raft and a couple of buoys and an ice chest.
But unfortunately, we weren't able to find the vessel or any of the survivors or the crew members.
After 2 days, the search was called off. The Marian Ann and its crew had vanished, seemingly into thin air. Weeks before, crew member Morris Alvarado had told his mother it was time to leave his dangerous job.
He says, Mom, I think it's time that I get off the boat. And I said, why? And he said, well, I need to spend more time with my children. And like 3 weeks later, he was gone.
There's just no way to explain. You just can't believe that they're not coming home.
What could have caused a 14-meter boat to vanish so fast the crew didn't have time to send a distress signal? For San Francisco Coast Guard Senior Investigator Ross Wheatley, the disappearance of the Marian Ann was the latest incident in a much bigger mystery.
There is more to the story in this particular case because this was the third vessel sinking in a relatively short period of time.
Before the Marian Ann's disappearance, 2 other ships went missing. On June the 21st, 2004, the Relentless, a 15-meter fishing trawler, vanished with all crew. Soon after, the Gina Lisa also disappeared. It was later found in 12,000 meters of water, sitting upright at the bottom of the ocean. Both vanished off the coast of California. Something strange is happening. But what? A fishing trawler disappeared, only to be found mysteriously undamaged at the bottom of the Pacific. At the Stevens Institute, the Center for Maritime Systems in New Jersey, Dr. Alan Bloomberg and his team of researchers are looking for an explanation. This facility tests hydrodynamic properties in boats using 2 large water-filled tanks. They're going to test a remarkable theory, a phenomenon long thought to be a mariner's myth: rogue waves.
A rogue wave typically would be characterized as an unusual wave of very large amplitude, for example, 100 feet high. They occur all the time in the ocean. In the past, people thought that they didn't occur very often because they weren't seen very often. But using satellite technology, now you can see rogue waves all the time, and they cause a lot of damage when they impact your vessel.
Rogue waves are thought to occur when fast currents and strong winds focus smaller waves together into one big, devastating wall of water that strikes without warning. In the lab, the team has made a model to simulate the Marian Ann.
We're going to put this model out in the tank, and we're going to run some large waves at it.
Using a sophisticated wave-making machine, They're attempting to simulate the conditions caused by giant rogue waves.
Well, we're basically testing what would happen if a large rogue wave came up on this vessel while they were loading the fish on.